Hello, good evening, teachers. I hope I'm audible to all of you. Great to see you all joining in the session today. So many of you. That's a huge number, I must say. I welcome you all to another webinar from YOLO Techie. And we are going to have another interesting session where we learn amazing things using the MIT App Inventor platform. So I hope teachers, all you are ready. I can see so many messages coming in. Amazing. Good evening to all of you teachers. Gitika ma'am, Komal ma'am, Rajni ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I would like to know, teachers, which school and which place are you joining from? If you all could put that in the chat, that would be great. I'm sure you all are joining from all across India. Stalwart School, Gitika ma'am, Amritsar. Okay. Okay. Rohan sir says from Punjab, Delhi Public School. BKJS Apple Orchid School. Nice. International School. Okay. Joseph's International School. That is nice. Major Ajay Singh Convent School. Yes, I remember Jasbir ma'am. Yes, you were there for the other webinar too. I mean, yes, I can see so many familiar names here. We had a webinar for Scratch. We had it for Canva, 2 webinars. We had it for Canva as well. Great to see such an amazing response, teachers. And we are here back with another webinar for you where we learn something again interesting. So are you all set? Shall we get started? Okay, Madhuparna ma'am says St. Michael's School for Girls, Siliguri. That's great. Mansingh Public School. Good evening, Meenu ma'am. I welcome you all to the session again, teachers. Thank you so much for joining. So I would like to know, teachers, how many of you are back to the school? The schools have started, new sessions have started. You could reply me in the chat. I hope all the schools have started and some are going to start very soon. Yes, I think that will happen. I must say all of us are waiting for the schools to open and so might the students be. They're all excited to get back to the school. Okay, अभी तो off हुए ma'am. I think okay, going on. बहुत सारी जगह अभी vacations चल रहे हैं. Okay. Yeah, we are here at Maharashtra. We are all set to open the schools because we'll be starting next week or the next week after that. Maybe 15 June. 12th or 15 June we'll be starting. Okay, summer holidays. Most of the places, I think summer holidays are still going on. That's great, teachers. Go ahead and enjoy the summer time. 30 तक है हॉलीडेज पंजाब में. ग्रेट टू नो दैट गीतिका मैम. आपको बहुत सारी अच्छी छुट्टियां मिल रही हैं. समर के साथ साथ आप थोड़ा मॉनसून भी एंजॉय कर पाएंगे. That's nice, nice. Okay, Jasbir ma'am says skill enhancement break. Okay, so thank you so much for mentioning your schools and your places, teachers. Let's get started. We will start with our webinar today. We are going to have MIT App Inventor, and we will also understand how to use the platform, how to create interesting stuff using MIT. So are you all set, teachers? Give me a thumbs up or give me a message in the chat. I would love to see if you all turn on the cameras. That would be great. I would like to see your lovely smiles. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so let's get started then. I'll share the screen and here we begin. All right, teachers, if someone could please confirm if you are able to see the presentation, teachers, Gitika ma'am, Rajni ma'am, Neha ma'am. Thank you so much for turning on the camera. I hope you are all able to see my screen. Please let me know in the chat or give me a thumbs up. Yes, I think Sukhmeet ma'am, Sonika ma'am, Deepika ma'am already have shared that they are able to see the screen. So welcome to the webinar session, teachers, for MIT App Inventor. Let's get started. So what are the different things that we are going to learn today? Let me help you with that. But before that, I have a simple question for you, teachers. Have you ever thought how applications are created? I mean, I would just say, let's say we want to create something interesting okay, for that matter, we want to buy groceries quickly without going out of the house. That should be quickly delivered in, say, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. What application can we use on our phones? If you could type it in the chat. 10 to 15 minutes? Okay, max, let's say 20 minutes. What application can we use to get groceries or food delivered at our doorstep? Okay, Ajay sir says Blinkit. That's right. Yes, Blinkit is an amazing app that Big Basket. Yes, Ila ma'am has said Big Basket. That's very correct, teachers. There are applications which will help us get the groceries or the foods delivered to our place within no time. Correct. So there are, I mean, so many apps these days that will help us do that. Zomato, yes, Zomato will deliver food. Thank you, Veena ma'am, for answering. Now, what about if you want to listen to some nice music? Listen to the music. Okay, now there are more options. I'm not talking about the video, I'm talking about audio. What application can we use for audio? Music, audio music, Spotify. Thank you, Rohan sir. Okay, Komal ma'am also says Spotify, Ghana.com. Yes, that's one. Right. There is Amazon Music, Spotify, there is FM. Yes, there are so many of them. So as you can, as you're saying, teacher, there are so many applications for every purpose, right? So what we are going to do today is app development. And for that, we are going to use MIT App Inventor. So let me quickly share the screen again and show you what we are going to do in today's session, right? I hope the screen is visible again, teachers. Please give me a thumbs up if it is. Or you can also share the message in the chat. All right, all right. Thank you so much, Sukhpreet ma'am. Okay, so let's proceed further and understand what are the different things we are going to learn today. So first, we will get introduced to apps, then to app development, and then MIT App Inventor, and then we will be seeing the platform. We will also try to create different projects. There are projects that we are going to create in MIT App Inventor, and we will also be testing them. So let's find out what we are going to have in, again, more further in the slides. So let's talk about apps. Now we have just discussed there are apps for every purpose, correct? We have just seen, we were talking about Blinkit, we were talking about Instamart, JioMart, we were talking about Spotify, Ghana.com and all those, right? So these are the applications, teachers, which we will be using so that we can, do our daily type of work, right? Now, what are those? These applications are software programs, or you can say mobile applications, which are specifically downloaded and installed through Google Play Store or the App Store, right? For Apple, I would say. And these will work on the smartphones, these will work on tablets, as well as computers. There are applications for all these, right? So these applications are going to, these prove really helpful, and they help us do lots of work, don't they? So let us try and see what are the different types of apps we have. So you can see social networking apps are there. Then we have productivity apps. We have gaming apps. We also have educational apps, and we have cooking apps also, right? Food delivery and cooking apps. If you might have been using it daily, right? Zomato is a food delivery app. Then we have educational app. Can you all name one educational app that is associated with Tekie? Most of you might be aware of it. Any app that you know already? Can you tell me, teachers? YOLO Techie app. That's right. Yes, yes. We have app for speak as well. Correct. So there is YOLO Teach, there is YOLO Learn. Correct, teachers? Wonderful. Thank you so much for answering, teachers. That comes into the educational category. Then we have social networking apps, which we use on a daily basis, no matter how much we are running short on time. We always scroll the reels, don't we? Then we have the productivity apps. There are so many of them to create, right? Can you name one productivity app that we have recently had a webinar on? Payment gateways. Yes, Sukhmeet ma'am, that's right. WhatsApp, that's correct. We recently had, yes, Zoom is an answer to that. Yes, correct, Neha ma'am. We had a webinar on that app. If you all remember, we can use it on the website. We can use it on application also, mobile application. Anyone? Yes, do you all remember? We had a webinar for that. Okay, Echo Speak Canva. Yes, Rohan sir said Canva. That's the correct answer. Thank you so much, sir, for answering. So there are so many applications that can be created and that can be used. So we're going to talk more about that further. So let's go ahead and see what we have. Now we have seen the different types of apps. Let us understand how to access those apps. Okay, so here we've seen we can access the apps. Usually we use mobile phones, but yes, we can access them through desktop or through the web browsers also. So whenever we access these apps, that process is called as accessing apps. And it depends on which device we use. So we will talk about that also. We can access the desktop apps which we can use through computer or a laptop, right? And they do not require internet connection. Now, what are these apps? We can see we have been using it for so many years. There's Skype, there's Photoshop, there is VLC Media, Windows Media Player, right? There are so many such more, and even Microsoft Excel or PowerPoint or Word, correct? So these are called the desktop apps. Moving further, we will talk about more apps. These are called as web apps. Now, these web apps, they will be using internet connection. That's one thing. And we do not need to install or download them. They will directly run through the web browsers. We will be able to use it. And as you might have seen through your training sessions, we have already shown you how to use Google Slides, Google Sheets, Google Docs. Correct, teachers? So that's an easy way. We have already learned how to use those applications, right? And you can see there are so many applications which we use apart from our Techie curriculum. We use those apps on a daily basis like YouTube, Gmail, Google Drive, etc. Right? Now, teachers, I hope the pace at which we are going is fine. We are not going too fast or too slow. Can someone give me a thumbs up or can tell me through chat? Are we going at a proper pace, teachers? Okay, yes, I got a yes from almost a lot many teachers. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, teachers. Thank you. Let's move further. And yes, we were talking about the mobile applications. Mobile is a device which we just cannot leave at home, correct? हम आजकल कहीं भी नहीं भूलते, हर जगह जाके मतलब हर जगह जाते हैं तो मोबाइल लेके ही जाते हैं, राइट? तो उसके साथ मतलब मोबाइल में इंस्टॉल करने के लिए हमारे पास बहुत सारे एप्लीकेशंस होते हैं जो हम ऐप स्टोर से डाउनलोड करते हैं, राइट? गूगल प्ले स्टोर फॉर एंड्रॉइड फोन एंड app store for the iOS. Correct, teachers? So very common applications, as you can see in the example, there's Instagram, there's camera, there's WhatsApp, Candy Crush. That's one of my favorite games, mobile applications. I love that personally. Okay, so game apps are also included in it, right? So when we talk about, so many applications and so many things, we definitely, would like to understand what is the classification of those mobile apps. Let's talk about that as well. So why classification? Because a mobile has a different type, several types of apps that are installed in it, right? What are those applications? Let's talk about that as well. So we can majorly classify the apps in two categories based on how they are created and based on their usage. Okay, so let's talk about that as well. First, we will talk about based on how they are created. Now, first type is the native apps. What are native apps exactly? Let's talk about that. When we develop a particular application for a particular type of phone, we have got the Android phones and we have got the iPhones also. So these applications, you might see that the camera works differently in has got several features in Android and some different features in the iPhone, right? So specifically curated for their operating systems, right? And we can see there's gallery, there are clocks, there are maps, there is, I would say, also some kind of PDF reader, internet browsers are also there, which run on specific, operating system, right, teachers? So based on how they are created, the apps are classified. First one, we saw native apps. Now, when we create apps here today, in today's webinar, we will be creating them on MIT App Inventor. So those are called as native apps. We will be using them and we will also learn how to create them. Second category is the hybrid apps. Hybrid apps, now, they can work on different types of phones and we can use different web technologies also. Like you can see, there is Google Drive. Google Drive can be used on an Android phone as well as on an iOS, right? And it is, like I said, it will be compatible with both the type of devices, iPhones and Android also. And we can install them, download them and install them from their respective stores. For Android phone, we'll download from Google Play Store. And for iPhone, we will be downloading it through the App Store, right? As you can see, there's Uber, there's Zomato, there's Instagram, and so many more. They will work on all the platforms, right? Everyone will be able to access those applications, right? Okay. That's fine, Sujata ma'am. We were just covering the theory. We are going to go for the practical also. Very good evening to you, Sujata ma'am. Okay, so you can see here, based on the usage, the applications are further classified. Mobile applications are classified as e-commerce apps, then we have banking apps. I'm sure lately we have been hearing a lot about the banking scams going on, right? I hope you are all aware of it and are being playing safe and secure, right? So banking apps are there. There's SBI, there is ICICI, there is HDFC, and so many more. Let's talk about the entertainment apps. Definitely the number is huge, right? We've all seen the victory of RCB yesterday on the Jio Hotstar application, haven't we? I mean, sorry, not yesterday, day before, right? All of us have seen that. Correct, teachers? So there are so many of them. There's YouTube, there is I think Jio Hotstar, then we have Sony Live, and so many more, right? So the number is huge. There are so many applications in each category. Again, social networking apps are there. Then we have educational apps also, where we talked about YOLO Teach and YOLO Learn as well. So let's move further and understand a few more things here. Now, we were talking about the applications so far, right? Now let's talk about how these are getting created. These can be done with the help of app development. So let us understand what is app development also. We will talk about that and we will understand how it is done. When we want to create applications specifically for computers, for smartphones and tablets, that is called app development. And we can use app builders. There is Thunkable, there's MIT App Inventor, and more such app builders, which will help us create these applications with a lot of ease, because these are beginner friendly and they'll make the process much more easier and I would say simple, right? So let's go and learn what is MIT App Inventor platform. Let's talk about it. Here we have the MIT App Inventor platform, and this is initially it was developed by Google. So we can see this platform that we have already on our website is already integrated with YOLO Techie. We will be easily able to open this platform. We do not have to install anything. We do not have to go to a third-party website. We will directly be able to open it through the YOLO Techie platform. And this platform is, I would say, the most easiest way to create applications, mobile applications. What we have to do is simply drag and drop. You might have already had trainings for Scratch, Code.org teachers, and you are going to find this one also very similar to it. It's just that we will be creating mobile applications through it. So we will be easily able to do that, right? So I'll show you the platform, how it looks. Let me just open the Techie platform first, right? You can see here, I've already come to the Manage portal, manage.yolo.com. And here we will click login with password. You can log in with OTP also, teachers. That's completely up to you. Let's click login. And then we'll open Techie. You'll have to open the Techie platform. There will be an option to do that as well. And then we will go to the Code Garage. From here, we will click create a new file. And we will choose the MIT option so that we can create a new file in MIT and it gets saved here. Let's say we would like to do project 1A, for example. I'm renaming it this way because I already have a project 1 saved here. So let's say 1A and save. Once we click the save button, it is going to open the MIT platform that has been integrated with YOLO Techie. So you can see this is how it looks. Now, let us take a proper look at how the platform is and how we are going to use it. Okay, here you can see a mobile screen, teachers. This is called as the, I'll just minimize it a little bit. Okay. Yes, you can see this mobile screen properly here. This is called as the mobile simulator. Here is where we will design the interface of the mobile application, and then we will be able to test it also. Now, how do we add more and more components to it? Using here we have the palette. On the left-hand side, I'll just increase the size of the window so that you are all able to see. Here we can see there's a palette which has different categories of components. There's user interface, then we have layout, media, drawing and animation, etc. All we have to do is to drag these components and drop them on the mobile screen here. That is the mobile simulator, right? And once we are done with that, from the right hand side, we can have we can see which components are added. Currently, this is the screen one of the mobile simulator. We can have multiple pages also. Those will be called as screen 1, screen 2, or we can rename them also. Okay, this is screen 1, and here we have button 1. Now to rename this button, we will have the option rename. We can rename it as, the old name is button 1, so we can name it as submit button, like this. Okay, and the button is renamed. If we want to change the properties and all, we can do it from the right hand side. So these properties can be easily changed. Like for example, the background color, let's make it green maybe. The color is changed. Let's change the font size to 30. Press enter, the font size is changed. Hence, the size of the button also increases, teachers. Okay, now, here we can see there are several other properties which we will be discussing in the upcoming part of the webinar, right? I hope, teachers, this part of the MIT platform is clear to you. Anyone has got any questions? Anything anyone wants to ask about the platform, where we are going to design the interface? Okay. I'm getting thumbs ups from different teachers. Okay, thank you so much, teachers. You've changed the name of the button. Yes, Gitika ma'am. Yes, I've changed it. I'll be showing you that. Ma'am, that is the name of the button. Name of the button is submit. I haven't changed the text yet. So text we also will be changing. You're talking about this text, right? Text for button 1, we will be changing that also in the upcoming part, right? Change color. Okay. We'll be clicking the background color, teachers, and we will be changing the color. We are going to come to this. Right now, I'm trying to explain the platform to you. Okay, the MIT platform. We will come to this. We will do all the projects one by one, and then we will talk about the different properties and the code also. So teachers, once the interface is designed, we will move on to the blocks. Okay, that is the code blocks. So on the right hand side here, we have the blocks. And as you can see, just like code.org and Scratch, we have different categories of blocks here. There's control, there's logic, math, text, and so many more. So what we will do is, we will one by one start the code. Whatever components you are going to use, the components will have their own set of codes. There will be separate blocks for each component. As you can see, there's for submit button, there's for screen 1. And if we are going to add more components to it, it will have more and more components for the blocks for each component. Okay. So here, let's say we're doing it for submit button. We'll drag. All we have to do is drag and drop. And more blocks can be added to it to complete the code. Okay. I hope, teachers, the platform is clear. If I could get thumbs ups to know if the platform is clear to all of you. Okay, Gitika ma'am says, yes, thank you so much for constantly being there, Gitika ma'am, and putting your responses here. Great. Okay, so we are now aware of the platform, right? Let's talk more about the next thing, that is how and what we are going to do. But before that, let's take a quiz here, a small quiz, right? First question is, Dash is an example of native app. Is it Uber, Instagram, or Camera? Okay, Gitika ma'am already says camera. Rohan sir says camera. Okay, you can say ABC also, teachers. Yes. Perfect. Yes, camera is the correct answer. We've got the second question. What is the MIT App Inventor primarily used for? Gaming, creating websites, or creating Android mobile applications? Perfect. Yes, correct answer is creating Android mobile apps. Very correct, teachers. Thank you so much for answering. Wonderful. It seems like you are paying so much attention to the webinar, and you are really able to understand all the things that we are discussing right now. Wonderful. Let's talk about we have seen the platform, right? Let's talk about the projects that we are going to do. Let me show you again. Yes. So the first project that we are going to do is the magic button project. You can see there is a button that is to be created. And when we click that button, we will be able to open this flower image. Okay. And okay, Somnath sir, I think the problem with the number, that you are getting, I would request you to please connect with the SSM of your school, and they will help you out on this. There could be some problem with the number registration, so you could please check with that. Okay. Right. So this is the application that we are going to create, teachers, and there are several steps to do that also. Whenever we are creating an application, there are three important things that we would be doing. First one is the idea. What exactly do we want to create? That is something we have to think about. And once that thought is done, you can put it to the application, right? So we are going to, like I said, a button is there. When we click on it, the image should appear, right? And for the design purpose, we are going to use two visible components. One is the button and the second one is an image. All right. And the third thing, yes, of course, once the design is done, the code part will come. So to do that, we will use a few blocks and the code will be easily done. I hope, teachers, it is clear to you, right? Now, let's go back to the MIT App Inventor and start the design part. Okay, let's go to designer. And as of now, we would like to delete this button. So let's say we delete it like this. Let's take one more button. So all the teachers who missed how we have started with the application, so you can now take a look at it. We'll be beginning again, and we will start with the magic button project. Okay. So first thing that we will do is to take a button, drag and drop it here. Okay. I'll show it again. Let's delete this one. Okay. Let's do one thing, teachers. To keep everything in a proper alignment, let's take a vertical arrangement so that everything falls in place. So here in the palette, we have a search box. Let's look for vertical arrangement. We'll drag this and drop it here. The reason we are using is we want everything to be vertically aligned, and that too, it should come in a proper arrangement also. Okay, so now for this vertical arrangement, we click here and then we will change the properties. On the right hand side, we have align horizontal. Let's make it center so that it comes to the center of the screen horizontally, and align vertical. Let's keep it center again. Okay, this is done. Let's set the height. Let's make it fill parent. And width also, let's make it fill parent so that it occupies the entire mobile screen. Okay, now the vertical arrangement is now done. Let's go further and take a button here. Let's drag and drop it here. Okay, as you can see, now the button is at the center automatically because we have put that in the vertical arrangement. If we put it outside the vertical arrangement, as you can see this blue line, one second. Yes. If we leave it here, it will be left aligned, correct? So if we want it to come to the center of the screen, then we will drag it here in the vertical arrangement. And if you could see here on the right hand side, it goes inside the vertical arrangement. Screen, inside that there is vertical arrangement, and inside that we have the button here. Okay, so now let's style this button. For styling the button, there are a few things that we will be using. Let's see what are those. Okay, for the button, we will be using the font size 20. You can take 30 also. That's completely up to you, teachers. This is a project from the book, so we can do as it is if we want. And again, if you want, you can customize it also. Okay, so let's take this. For the button, we'll keep the name as button 1 as of now. We will not change it. Okay, however, we will be changing the text. So let's change the color here. Let's make it cyan, and let's change the font size. Let's make it 30 so that it's visible to all of you properly. 30 is done. Then we will change the text. I think someone had a question, how to change the name, correct? I think Geetika ma, right? So I'm changing the text now. The text should be magic button. We have an option to change the text. So magic button is the text that we'll add. Press enter and we can see that the text is now changed. Let's do one thing. Let's change the width to fill parent so that it occupies the entire width of the phone. Correct? It's done. Now, the height, we can bring it to pixels. Maybe 20 pixels would be more than enough. Let's put 20 pixels and click OK. Okay, that's not sufficient because the font size is too big. So maybe 50 or I think 50 would be sufficient. Yes, 50 is more than enough. And if you want to keep it automatic, that is also fine, teachers. Okay, Now, the magic button is ready. If we want to change the shape to give it a little different look, we can do that also. Shape and make it rounded or rectangular. Any of these can be taken. So let's keep it rounded. Yes, done. Now the next thing that we want is we want an image here. Okay. So for the image, what we'll do is here, we'll go to the left side in the palette, drag an image and put it above the button here, but in the vertical arrangement, teachers, like this. Okay. Now the vertical arrangement already has the button as well as the image in it, right? Let's see what we are supposed to do to the image also. So here, one second. Yes, there's one property that we will have to set for the image, which is on the right hand side. We can see here, let's keep the height as fill parent so that it occupies the proper height, and the width also we'll keep it fill parent so that it properly appears here. And there is one more thing that we will have to add, that is a picture. We have just added the component image, but there is no kindly excuse me, there is no image to it, right? How do we grab that image? We'll click here, picture, and I have already downloaded a picture of a flower to the system. So we'll click choose file and choose from the destination here, desktop. I have it on the desktop, and flower image, and open. So it's already there. You will be able to see here once we click OK. Correct? So the flower image is already appearing, but there's a catch, teachers. We want the image to appear only when we are clicking the magic button. So here it's already visible. That should not happen. So what we will do is we will make the image invisible. Initially, when we open the app, it should not be visible. Okay. So here we are disabling this visible feature and it's gone. Okay. You can see when we keep it visible, the image will be visible here, but we don't want that to happen. So we will make it invisible by unselecting this, right? The image is gone. Now it's time to code the application. So for coding, we are going to use a few blocks. Let us understand what those blocks mean. First one is when we click the button. When we click the button, it is going to perform the action that we want. It is an event, teacher. So when that event is occurring, something should happen. And what should happen? We should be able to see the image, right? So for that, we will set image1 to visible. And then we will make it true. True means the block is set to the value true. Okay. I think you will understand it better when we code it. Okay. So let's go to the blocks here. And then let's try to code it. So we'll go for button 1 first. When button 1 click, let's drag this block here and just increase the size of the interface so that you are able to see. Right? So here we can see when we click button 1, what should happen? The image should be visible. So blocks related to the image will be available in image 1, and we will use here a dark green block. Okay. So you can use image 1 visible, or you can also use any other dark green block also. Let's go for this. Set image 1 visible. That means the image should be visible when we click this button. So all we are doing is, teachers, we are dragging it and dropping it here inside the button 1 block. Okay. Now that is done. Now we want the image to be visible. Is it visible or not? Right? Visible? Yes, that is true. Not visible means false. Okay. True and false. There are two options here in the logic that we can use, true or false. So we are going to use true. That means the image should be visible. Okay. So true is the block that we are using, teachers. It simply means yes or no. The image should be visible. Yes. The image should not be visible. Then false. Okay. So the code also is done. Now, what we will do is we will try to open the app and test it. Okay. So let me show you how that can be done. Now, how to test the application, right? Because we have created it, so it should open. So let's do one thing. Let's go to designer, or even from here we can open. But I just would like to show you the interface here, and then click connect. And AI companion. So teachers, I would be joining through my phone. Just give me a minute. And I'll try to show you how we can open the application. I mean, how we can test it through the application. Just 1 minute. Okay. Currently unable to. Just 1 minute. Yes. Okay. 1 second. The code is also generated. Now, what we do is we will open the MIT AI Companion app from our phone. Yes. Okay. As if you can see, teachers, I have opened it on my phone. 1 minute. I'll disable the audio. Just a minute. Just a minute, teachers. I'm trying to disable the filter. Yes, you can all see. Correct. So here I've opened MIT app AI Companion on my phone, and I'm clicking continue without Wi-Fi. So that's, I mean, that's totally okay. Not a problem. And here it is. This is the interface. Okay. So I hope you are all able to see. Yes. I hope it's visible. So you are able to see my screen, my laptop screen, as well as my phone. 1 second, I'll open it again. Yes. Okay. So we have opened this, and we will, I think someone has already scanned. Someone has already scanned the code. Is it Niraimati ma'am? Is that you who scanned the code? Team, if Niraimati ma'am is in the meeting right now, would you please help her unmute?
No,
Okay. Okay. She's not there. Okay, no problem. I'll open it again. Just when such kind of problem will occur, we'll reset the connection and we'll click connect, and then again open AI Companion. This time I'm clicking scan QR code, and I'll scan the code. Okay, so the code has been scanned. I'll click OK, and the code is visible now on my phone. You can see here, it's visible. So we'll try to open you can see this progress just, that means the application is loading on your phone, and we'll be able to see it in a few minutes. It could take a little time based on the connectivity. Let's say it's happening. Okay. It's taking a little longer than expected. Teachers, I would request, if you were scanning the code, please do not go for that. I'll show it to you on my phone. I'm trying to scan the code. Please do not scan it from your phones right now. Let me just try it out. Okay, I'm getting an error, teachers, requesting you to please not scan the code right now. I'll just connect it again. Let me scan the code. Yes. It should load in some time. Yes. So you can see here, teachers, I have it on my phone right now. The magic button is here, right? The same interface. We will click the magic button, and once we do that, the flower image appears here. You can clearly see the application working perfectly fine, right? Once we click the button, the image appears. Initially, it was invisible, but now that we have clicked the button, it is now opened. The image is now visible, right? So I hope the same is understood to all of you. If you've got any questions, please let me know, teachers, again. Anything related to this application? I hope, teachers, it's clear, right? Okay. Can we test the app without having mobiles? Sukhmeet ma'am, yes, that would be possible. We will have to use mobile. You can see this emulator option, right? This emulator option will help you do that. We will have to install that. So there is an installation link also. I'll share the MIT AI companion link with you all so that you can install it on your phones and you will be able to test it, right? This was project one, teachers. Any questions that you have related to project one, you can note them down and you can ask me in the end. Okay, I hope it's all clear. Okay, I've already shared the link. Thank you, Priyanka ma'am. Right, so let's move further and see the next project that we have. Okay, we have already tested our first project. Let's go for text to speech conversion. Okay, now what is to be done in text to speech? There's one important thing that I would like to mention here. Whenever we want to convert text to speech, there is an AI that we will be using, AI app, which will be based on NLP, that is natural language processing. You might have often used this feature. Okay, Google, turn on the music, or Alexa, turn on the music. I think this is something I've seen even the elders use this. I mean, the oldies use this, right? And that is something really, really cool. So what is NLP? We will talk about that also. That is natural language processing. Okay. And this is one of the AI domains we have. I mean, you will be able to find it easily in our book. We have an elaborated chapter on this, elaborated text on this NLP also, right? So what we will be doing is in this project, we will be converting text to speech. Whatever text we give to the code, that will be converted to speech. Now, for that, we will have to use one component, that is a non-visible component, that is text to speech. And along with that, we will be using a button. So we are already familiar with the button part, right, teachers? Button is a component that we have already used in the last project. So that button will be used. I mean, similar button will be used again. Then let's talk about the code. Now, for code block, we will again code the event. Okay, we will code the button here, and once we click that button, the text will be converted to speech. Okay, so here in the design again, we will be using, okay, let's go back to Techie and let's create one more project. So let's create a new file and a new MIT file. So this is project 2A, or you can also name it as text to speech. Text to speech. I already have several such. So I'm naming it as text to speech 1. Okay. And then clicking save. Okay. So teachers, you can see the project is getting created here and we will be able to work on the design also. Let it get loaded. Yes. So the simulator is here. Now in this, what we want is two components, just two components. One is a button that is a visible component because that will be visible here on the mobile screen. The second one is a non-visible component. Usually we say invisible, but here when we are using it in MIT, it is called as non-visible component. Okay, so let's drag the button first, drop it here, and we can keep it in the center if we want. That is our choice. So here, for that, we will have to change the alignment of the screen. Let's go to screen and align horizontal, become center. And if we want vertical also, we can keep it center. That's our choice. There's no compulsion to that. Now, let's change the properties of the button. Here, we'll make it 30 so that it's visible to all of you. Let's change the text. Let's make it text to speech. Like this. Done. And again, color and all, you all definitely can change. Maybe pink is the color we can use, right? And then along with that, we will use a component that is called text to speech. So we will search here in the palette text to speech. We got it here. Drag it. Now we will drag it here and drop it on the screen. But if you look carefully, teachers, you will be, this text to speech component did not appear. Where did it go? It went to the bottom. Here we can see non-visible components. This is the reason it is called non-visible component. It will be working, but it will not be visible on the screen of your mobile phone. Hence, non-visible component. Okay. So we have added here non-visible component text to speech, and we have also added a button. These two components we were supposed to use. Now let's go and see what code are we going to use? So here is the code. We will be using the, one second. Yes, we will be using the first one, that is when button click. So you are all aware already of this when button click block. When we click the button, something should happen. It should trigger an action, right? That is called when button click block. Then we have text to speech. Now, text to speech is, I would say, a procedure that will work, or a function that will make the computer speak. Whatever content is given, whatever text is given to it, that will be spoken out loud. Okay. And the last one is the string block. We have discussed about strings, right? Now, string is a block where we are providing a blank, I would say, space where we can add letters, numbers, symbol, text, and so many things, right? So the string is going to is the place where we will put the sentence we want to we want to use it in speech, right? So this is the code, teachers. Let's move further and see how to code it. Let's go to the blocks. And again, it's the button here. Let's click text to speech. When we click, the button. This is the button we will be clicking. Remember, teachers, text to speech that we have used, that is the non-visible component. Okay, so let's use when button click. Let's increase the size so that it's visible to you. And if you feel, teachers, there's some block that you want to reject or you do not want to use it, simply drag it here, press the delete button on your keyboard, it will get deleted like this. Or if you want to delete it manually, you can just drag it and drop it in the trash can. And it will get deleted like this. Okay. So let's use again button. When button one click, we want the text to speech component to work. Right. This is the one. One second, I think I should make it a little smaller. Yes. Called text to speech one. Teachers, this is a function. Function means it's a ready-made code that we are using. So this function has already all the code inside it. We will simply drag it and put it here in the button one click block. When button one click, what we want the text to speech to convert to, we will put a message here. You can see there is a block for adding the message, right? Teachers, this is just like the jigsaw puzzles. We put them together to make the code work. Okay, you can see a block that will open on this side will be used here. We will go to the text category and we will use the string block. You can see this is when you hover it, you will see it's a string block, right? Let's drag it and attach it here. Now, let's put some text in it. Let's write here, welcome to the world of coding. And that's it. This is the text that we want. It should be converted to speech. So let's do that. It's done. As you can see, the code is ready. When we click the button, this text will be spoken out loud. Now for that, we will again start testing. I'll open the MIT AI Companion on my phone and continue without Wi-Fi. Let me disable the background. Okay. Connect. AI Companion. And teachers requesting you to not scan this code. Yes. I've scanned and it is in progress. The code is scanned. Let's click OK. It's getting scanned. Yes. So it is loaded on my phone. I'll just increase the volume so that you are all able to hear it. Right. This is the interface, teachers. Text to speech is what we wanted. So the button is already here. Once we click the button, I might
Welcome to the world of coding.
I hope all of you are able to hear.
Welcome to the world of coding.
I'll play it again.
Welcome to the world of coding.
Now, whatever text we add into this string, we will be able to hear that clearly. I hope, teachers, this is an easy and interesting application that we just created. We have been simply hearing the text spoken out loud by so many assistants, right? I would say voice assistants, Google, it's Alexa, Siri, so many of them. And we have just created one, right? Text to speech conversion. Wasn't it quick and easy, teachers? Thank you so much, Rishi sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, Gurjeet ma'am. Thank you, Meenu ma'am. So amazing, isn't it, teachers? Right. So I hope it is all clear to you. Any questions that you would like to ask regarding this application, the one we just completed? Okay, I can see a lot of responses coming from your side, teachers. Great to see all of that. I'm happy that you are all able to understand it and you are able to visualize what we are creating. Thank you, Sujata ma'am. Thank you, Gurjeet ma'am, Baljinder ma'am. Thank you so much for this. Okay, now that we have done text to speech conversion, there's more to it. I mean, there we are going to add something more. We have told the computer to convert the text to speech. Now, what if it could recognize also, right? For that, we will be creating another application, which is the speech recognizer. Okay, so let's try that as well. Let me show you what project we are creating. Yes. So here again, this is the project, teachers. Right. Speech to text conversion is what we will do here. And in this, we will be giving input, whatever we want to say, we will speak and we will convert it into text. Okay. Now for that, we will be requiring several things. Let us understand what will be there. What is the idea here? Again, natural language processing will be used. Okay. And natural language processing, as you can see, the computer converts everything into binary and then it is converted to a language that we will be able to understand. Speech to text conversion, I mean, natural language processing will help us do that. Okay, so here we are converting the speech to text, right? Let's move further and see. This is the idea we were talking about. Now, in the designing, what we will be doing is we will be using two components, two visible components. By now, you might have understood the difference between visible and non-visible components, right, teachers? So, visible components, one is the button, which we have already used twice. And now we will be using a label. And that label will help us display the text that we have spoken. Okay. Then the third component will be non-visible component, and that will be speech recognizer. Just like text to speech, there will be another component, non-visible component, which is speech recognizer. And the code will have all the events running on the button. Okay, so get ready, teachers. We are going to design this application. And for the design purpose, we will have a button, label, and we will also have the speech recognizer. Okay, so let's create one more project here in the code garage and new MIT file. Rupesh sir, okay, you've got question. Is this valid for robotics? No, sir, currently not. We will be creating mobile applications here only in the app development, in MIT app development. Okay, so let's give it a name. This could be speech recognizer. I already have a name. So let's maybe rename it as, okay, this name should work, speech recognizer. And let's name it as 2. Oh, okay, Rupesh sir. That's completely up to you, sir. If you're willing, you can go ahead. Because we are creating interesting apps again. We've just done with 2. We are going to create 2 more. I mean, we are already on the 3rd one now. Yes. So the project here is, I mean, we have already renamed it and let's start designing it. Okay. So very first thing is we will take a button, as you already know. So button, again, we will change the colors if we want. But again, that's a choice, teachers. That's completely up to you. 30. And let's name it as text to speech. Sorry, speech to text. Speech to text is what we are converting to, right? Let's press enter and this will be changed. Let's bring this to the center. Click the screen and then make it align center. I think this is more than enough. Vertically, we'll keep it at the top only. Then we need a label. So let's drag the label and drop it here. We'll increase the font size of the label also, teachers, so that it's visible to us. 30 would be sufficient. And here, what there's one important thing that we will be doing is we will be keeping it blank. The reason behind this is we would like to keep it blank because we will be using the text said by the user. Whatever speech is said by the user, that will be converted to text. Okay, so Meenakshi ma'am, it would take a little time to work because right now you might have not installed the MIT AI2 companion. I'll take up these questions, the not working part, right? There are several reasons why it could not be working. So we'll take that also. Okay, Rita ma'am says, should I leave? Okay, ma'am, that's completely up to you. We are having, again, this is one project and we are having one more after this. So we can definitely take up that. Okay. I think teachers, yes, we were talking about the speech recognizer, correct? So in the speech recognizer, we are having button and the speech recognition component that we were talking about, right? And along with that, we will also change the properties of the label. Okay, one label is there, right? We will name it as text to speech, or one second. Here, we will name it as recognize. We will write the name as recognized text. Whatever text is recognized, that will be shown here. Okay, so let's keep it towards the left maybe, or it can be here also, no problem. Let's press enter. Whatever text is recognized will be displayed on the next label. So let's take it here. And there's one more trick that I would like to show you, teachers. We can use the same properties for another label also. How do we do it? We will click this label and we will press Ctrl C and Ctrl V. You can see the same label got copied here without even using the separate label, putting in the same properties again and again. I would like to say one more label can be added. Just duplication is to be done. Ctrl C and Ctrl V. I think that is the best tool we have in computers, right? Copy paste. So the text is copied. Let's change the text on this label. Okay, we will rename this label as, this is the text we would be recognizing. Okay, so this is recognized. Remember, teachers, this is the name of the label. Okay, recognized text. This is the name of the text, and the one we had before, label 1, this one that you see here right now on the screen, this is called the text for the button. Okay, so we will do one thing. We will remove this text. I'm naming it as blank text right now. We'll use it again. We'll remove the text from there. Okay, blank text. As of now, I'm keeping the text as blank text. We'll remove it in a few minutes. Okay, then once that is done, we will use a component that is speech recognizer. So this is the one, searching in the palette, speech recognizer, drag it and drop it here. Again, it's not visible on the mobile interface because this is a non-visible component, teachers. Okay, so it has gone to the bottom of the mobile screen. All right. Now, let's go ahead and see more things. Label is done, button is done, and we have already renamed the label. We have taken two labels, teachers. One is label 1, which is showing recognized text. Let's do one thing. Let's make this blank text as maybe italic. Okay, so that it's easy to understand. And we can also change the typeface. So let's make it this one. Or we can have this one. Okay, yes. So it will look a little different than the one we already have. Okay, now once this is done, we will be making it blank so that whatever we speak, that text should be visible here. Once we press enter, we will see that this label is blank. Okay, we will change the properties also. Let's make the width as till parent. Let's click OK. So that now we know there is already a label there and we will be able to understand that there's some space provided for that. Okay, that is the recognized text. Now, let us go ahead and see the code for it. Okay. Yes. So again, this should happen on a button click only, right? So this is the code. We will use the first one as the event. When we click the button, the speech recognizer should be triggered. So this is the one. This is the speech recognizer component, teachers, which will initialize the speech recognizer function. And then we will be Yes. Can we access this session in recording also? Sir, Pawan sir, it will be available on YouTube. Right. The next component is when we use the speech recognizer. When speech recognizer, after getting the text, whatever speech is recognized, what to do with that text. Okay, so that text has to be displayed through a label. Remember, teachers, this is the label that we were talking about. So it should be displayed here. Okay, so that is the that's the block we are going to use. This one, when speech recognizer, after getting the text. After getting it, it is to be processed and it should be shown in the label here. Okay, so let's go ahead, do it one by one. Let's go to the blocks. And when we click the button, again, this should be triggered when we click the button. So button 1 is the one. When button 1 click, okay, and then we will be putting the code here. 1 second. When we click the button, we should start recognizing the speech. So speech recognizer, and we will call get text. Call speech recognizer get text. That means it will ask the user to speak, and whatever is spoken, that will be converted into text. So let's do that here. It will get the text from the user. It will ask the user to speak something. So in this case, when you test the application, teachers, you might have to allow the microphone. Okay. Then once that is done, once we get the text from the speech recognizer, that should be displayed, correct? So we'll go to speech recognizer and we will use this block. When speech recognizer, after getting text, let's drag that and drop it here. And oh, I'm really sorry, Santosh sir, it should be natural language processing. Yes, yes. It's natural language processing, sir. That might have happened in a hurry. I'm really sorry if that happened. Okay. Thank you so much for pointing it out, Santosh sir. It's natural language processing. That is what we are using here. So, speech recognizer, after getting text, what should happen? It should display it on the label. So, we have a label here. This is recognized text. Let's click this and we will set the text of the label. So, to set, we will be using these dark green color blocks, teachers. We can use any dark green color block and then we will change it. Set recognized text. We would not change the background color properties. We will be using this drop down and we will select the text. We don't want to change the background color. We would like to change the text. That is, it was blank initially and then we are adding text to it. Can you please repeat all these steps after when button? Yes, ma'am. I'll be repeating this code. Just allow me a few minutes. Let me complete this part and then I'll take it again. Okay. Right. Now, whatever whatever text is being spoken by the user, that gets saved somewhere, right? We know the concept of variables, teachers. So there's a variable called result here, which comes default with the speech recognizer, right? So we will use this block, result, get result, and drop it here. Whatever the user has spoken, that will be converted to text and that will be displayed on the label that we have taken. All right. This is the procedure. I hope, teachers, you have understood this. Just like you said, Gitika ma'am, I will be repeating this code again. You'll be able to understand it easily. All right. Okay. So now it's time to test the application. So let's go ahead and test it. I'll show it to you on my phone. Just a minute, teachers. Okay. Yes, let's scan the code. Okay. Yes. Let's click the correct option and click AI Companion. I'm scanning the QR code. Correct. The code has been scanned and we got this message. Let's click OK here. And we can see the progress as well. That means the application is loading on my phone right now. And here it is. I hope you are able to see, teachers. It's visible, speech to text. So what we will do is we will click this speech to text button here. And I'm getting an option to provide the microphone access. So I'm clicking that. Natural language processing. Yes. This is the recognized text, teachers. I hope you're all able to see. Natural language processing. Currently, if you can see on the screen on the laptop, you can see this is the blank text. But here, when we recognized it, it is the natural language processing, and that is clearly visible. Whatever we say, that will be recognized. The speech will be recognized, converted to text, and will be displayed here on the phone. You can see we left that label blank on purpose. Now that blank label has been used up. You can see natural language processing. I hope it's visible to all of you. Thank you, Gurjeet ma'am. Thank you, Komal ma'am. It should be displayed on screen. Ma'am, this is the simulator we are using. This simulator is just giving us an idea how the application will look on our phone when we open it. It is not the actual screen. We will be able to test it on our phones. We wouldn't be able to test it on the system right now. I mean, through MIT, we will be able to use it through the emulator. Student will ask multiple questions. For that, ma'am, we have the emulator option here, reset, and the emulator is there. So that emulator, the installation is to be done on the system, and then they will be able to test the application. Okay. All right. Any questions related to this application, teachers? Anyone would like to ask me anything? Yes, I think Gitika ma'am, you asked about the code, correct? So let's do the code once more. We'll delete this code. Okay. So the first step is to click the button, right? We will click the button, which is this. When we click the button, save empty screen now. We will click the button here. And once we click that, we should be able to trigger the speech recognizer. Call speech recognizer and drop it here. The button is going to call the speech recognizer. Okay, the component, the non-visible component that we were talking about will be triggered when we click button 1. Then after that, once that is done, so we will use that. What do we do after we get the text? We will use this block. That is, when the text is taken from the speech recognizer, it should be displayed onto a label. So that label is this one, recognized text. And we will use, we can actually use any one of these dark green blocks, as you can see, set block, which will help us here. And instead of background color or the other properties that you can see here in the dropdown can be changed. So set recognized text to text. Okay, the text property of the recognized text label will be used here, and the recognized text by the speech recognizer is saved in this result variable. So let's click this and we will use the get result option, get result block. That means that result is to be taken and has to be displayed on the label. Okay, that is done. So here the code is ready. Gitika ma'am, I've repeated the steps again. I hope it's clear now. Any confusions, any questions? Thank you, Devdas sir. Thank you. Where did this get result come from? Yes, I'll tell you again. I'll delete this block. So here, ma'am, if we click result, here in this block itself, this result is there. We'll click get result and we'll drop it here. If you do not find it here, that is still fine. You can go to the variables and from here the get block is present. Whatever is the name of the variable, that will be available here, this block. And from here also we can see get result. Correct? You're welcome, Gitika ma'am. Yes. Scan option. Okay, Rajni ma'am. Yes, doing it. Yes, Santosh sir, it is very much like Scratch. Yes. I'm sharing this code. If you want, you can scan Rajni ma'am and you can check it out. You can scan this code and check. Okay, I would like to take any questions if at all there are any for this project, for the speech recognizer project. If there will be 2 blank labels in label, which label text would be displayed? Ma'am, if it is there, no problem. If you can have thousands of blank labels, but we will have to specify where exactly do we want it. Okay, for example, here we have named that label. Now here, instead of label 1, instead of this label 2, if you want it in label 1, it will go there. We will have to just change the name. Instead of recognized text, we are putting it in label 1. That can be done. Gitika ma'am says, I have some doubts in Scratch. How do I solve that? Okay. Ma'am, you can do one thing. You can let us know your queries. You can post it in your WhatsApp group so that our SSMs can forward those to us. All right. So I hope, teachers, this is clear to all of you, right? Shall we move to our next, another exciting project? Are you all ready? Shall we go ahead? A thumbs up, or I would say a message in the text chat would do. Okay, so we'll do that. I would like to tell you the interesting project that we are going to do. Okay, should we take up some quiz before that? Okay, let's see. Let's take up a quiz. We have done the testing of this application. Oh, sorry. Okay, so the very first question is, which block triggers an action when a user clicks on a button? Call button 1 action, button 1 text block, when button 1 click. Absolutely, when we click that button, it is going to trigger an action here. Wonderful. Let's go for the next question. What is the function of block section in MIT App Inventor? Designing UI, writing code using visual block, or uploading the app? Okay, so Smith ma'am, I would say fastest finger first. You've answered the option B. Yes, that's correct. It's for writing code using visual block. That's the correct answer, teachers. Thank you so much for answering. I think so many answers are pouring in. Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much, teachers. Okay. Yes. So we have another question here. What is the main goal of Magic Button project? To convert text to speech, convert speech to text, or display image after button click? Magic button. We're talking about the magic button project, teachers. When we execute every time, yes, ma'am, QR code will be displayed. Geeta ma'am. Correct, correct. Okay. Option C and A, option B. I'm getting mixed answers here. It should be displaying image after button click. I think Sujata ma'am answered it correctly. Okay, okay, wonderful. In Magic Button project, which logic block is used to show the image? Is it true, false, or show? Option A, B, C. Okay, I think Survi ma'am was fastest finger first. No, again, I think Supreet ma'am only. It's option A. That is true. The true block will help us display the image here. Wonderful, teachers. Thank you so much for such an amazing response. Thank you so much, teachers. Now it's time for us to go for our next project, fourth project, which is the language translator. And language translator, I think this is some amazing app that we would be creating, where again, we will be using natural language processing. Santosh sir, I hope I'm correct this time. Natural language processing, right? So we will be using the same domain, and we will be converting the English text, whatever text we are saying in English, that will be converted to Spanish. And again, using NLP, right? That's the idea, teachers. And that for the design purpose, we will be using text box so that we can type in the text. We will be using label, we will be using button, and we will also use two non-visible components. What are those? One is the translator, so that one language is translated to the other. And the second one is text to speech. So you are already familiar with the text to speech component, right? And all this should happen with the click of one button. Okay, so let's talk about that also. We will be using these blocks, but we'll come to these after a few minutes. Let's create a new file and let's name it as MIT file, and let's name it as translator app. No, that's absolutely fine, Santosh sir. No problem. I might have said in a hurry. That's completely okay, sir. Thank you so much for pointing it out. Okay. All right. So the screen is loading. Just allow me a minute, teachers. I'll just drink quickly water. Okay. Right. The screen is ready. Okay. So we will add more things to the application here. That is, we would like to create the interface, right? So for creating the interface, we will use one text box. Let me drop a text box here. So if you, the teachers, if it will happen, there are several components that are to be used. It might happen that you might not be able to locate where that component is in the palette. Simply use the search option. Here, what we'll do is we will search for text box. We can here. And if you want to bring it to the center, remember teachers, we'll have to set the properties of the screen. Screen, align horizontal, center. Okay, let's make the size of the font size of the text box a little big. I'm making it 30 so that it's visible to all of you. Okay, background color and all these things are already there. If we want, we can change it also. Let's say text color, we might change it to, I think, dark gray would be fine. Okay, the color, whatever we enter here in the text box through our phone, that will be in dark gray color. Okay, teachers. So height, again, if we want, we can set it. Maybe some pixels, 100 pixels would be fine. Yes. And the width. Width, we can keep it fill parent. That's our choice. Or maybe some percent. It will occupy some percent of the screen. Let's say 80%. 80% of the screen will be the width of the text box. Okay, that's done. Now, the next part is we would like to add a button, correct? A button and a label. Okay, so let's go for the button. 1 second. Button. Yes, this is the button. Let's drag it and drop it here. And again, we will name it as, we will change the text over it and we'll name it as translate. Translate. Correct. This is the button. Let's increase its font size so that the size is increased automatically. And again, colors and all, you can change it, teachers. That is completely up to you. There's shape option, which you can change. Okay, this way. It will make the app look more interesting and attractive too. Okay, this is done. And translate button is there. And we will use one more. Yes, there's a label that we require. 1 second. Yes, you want to display it in a label. So let's drag a label here and drop it. Okay, now the label also will increase the font size. I'm changing the font style so that we can recognize the text. For this label, we'll change the background color also so that it creates nice effect. Maybe some, okay, we can have yellow for that matter. And yeah, this will be fine. And let's have, I think, yes, the font face can be changed. Font face type. Okay, let's use this one this time. Correct. It's a nice one. And again, this one we are keeping it blank, teachers. Okay, so here again we'll come and this will be blank. Let's remove the text from here and press enter. So you can see this label is blank here. Whatever text is translated, that will be visible in the label. Okay, for that purpose, we are keeping this label blank. It will be displayed later, just like we saw it in the speech recognizer. This will also be visible here. Okay, so let's try to code it. Very first block, we want the application to tell, we want to inform that we are converting it into from English to Spanish. Okay, so, but 1 second, I think we forgot the 2 components. One is, I think I told you all before. Do you all remember, teachers? What were the 2 components? There were 2 components that we were talking about. What are the 2 components, non-visible components that we would be using? I told you their names. One is a component we already used in second project. Can I have the answers in the chat? Can I have the answers in the chat, teachers? I would love to know which component we would be using. The non-visible components. Non-visible component, we already used it in the second project. Any answers? We will be typing the text, and that should be spoken out loud. While, okay, Rajni ma'am says while two invisible components. We have seen speech record. Okay, I'll give you a hint. Text recognizer. Okay, or text to speech. Okay. We will be using two components, teachers. One is the translator and text to speech. Okay, Surabhi ma'am, your answer is partially correct, but you'll still, I think we should give you still the points. Okay, so one is speech. One is translator. Let's type here translator. This is the one. Drag it and drop it here on the screen. It is in the non-visible components. And then next is text to speech. So text to speech. Let's drag it again. Yes, thank you so much for answering, teachers. All your answers are now correct. Speech to text to speech, right? Two components, translator and text to speech. Okay, this is done. All right, now it's time to code. Okay, so let's go to the blocks and start using the components here one by one. Now you can see, teachers, there are different blocks for each category, right? Let's try to understand what we are going to do here. Now again, this should happen on the trigger of the button. I mean, when we click the button, it should trigger some action for it. Okay, so let's do that. When button is clicked, one second. When we click the button, so this is the button. When button clicked, let's increase the size here so that you are able to see. When button is clicked, we will be calling the text to speech component. It should leave the text box blank. Okay, it should be blank initially, and what later on, whatever is translated, that should be displayed on the label one. Okay, so let me show you that. Text to speech, we'll go to text to speech and we will use this speak block. Text to speak, the message should be blank initially. Okay, so for that we will be using a blank, we will be using a string, a text string. Let's keep it here, and it is blank initially. Okay, and then once more it will be called, the text to speech component will be called again, and it will be displaying the, it will take the text from the label. Okay, so again, we will use this block called speak. And this time we want the text from label one. Remember, teachers, when we are setting the text, we will use the dark green color block, but we want to get the text. That is, when we want to fetch the text, we will be using this light green color block. Okay, so let's use this block, label one, font size. Instead of font size, we can make it text. So these blocks are, the properties are interchangeable. We will be able to change it from here. Label one, text. Okay, one part of the code is done, but there is more. There is, we will have to call the text to speech component, and we will also have to call the translator component. Okay, now first let's call the text to speech component. So we'll go to text to speech, and here we will use before speaking. Whatever we speak, that should be converted to speech, right? Now for that, what we will do is we will call the translator. So let's go to the translator and request translation. Yes, call the translator and request translation. Now for translation, what we will do is we will use the code. What is the code that we will have to use? We will have to mention that we are converting from English to Spanish. Okay, so for English to Spanish, one second. English to Spanish. Yes, we'll type here EN. EN is the code for English and ES is the code for Spanish. Once again, explain difference between dark green box and light green box. Okay, ma'am. Yes, I'll show you that as well. The dark green blocks that you see here are for setting the value. When we want to set the value, we will use the set block. It could be any value, background color, font color, or let's say text or visibility. It could be any of those. When we want to get the value, we will use the we will use the light green color block. You can see the same set of blocks are there. One is light green, the other one is dark green, right? Okay. So here we are done. We would like to, sorry. I think I wrote it at a wrong place. However, we can copy and paste. I made a duplicate of this block. So let's put it here. And this one is to be removed. This is blank and this one is English to Spanish. EN is the code for English and ES is the code for Spanish. Okay, so we are translating from English to Spanish. Okay, teachers? Right. This is to be done, and whatever text to speech is converted, right, that should be put it in the label. So let me do that as well. We want to get the text from the label one. Sorry. We want to get it from the text box. How do we come to know the codes of different languages? When they are available on Google, we will be able to easily search. Okay. So yes, we will go for the next part, that is the text box. Okay, so for the text box, whatever text is written in the text box, whatever we will be typing in the text box, teachers, that text should be taken. Okay, so to take the text now, we want the text, we want to fetch that text. We don't want to set that value, we want to get that value. Now, can you tell me, Surbhi ma'am, if it is supposed to be dark green color block or light green color block? What should it be? Dark green block when we want to. Okay, I'm waiting for your answer, Subhi ma'am. If you would like to answer, I will be going for the text box and here are the block. Which one should we pick? Light green or the dark green block? Which one should we use? We want to take the value from the text box. You would like to take the value from the text box. This is a question for all of you teachers. All of you can answer. We want to get the value. We don't want to set. We want to get that value. What should it be? Dark green or light green? Absolutely. It should be the light green block, teachers. Thank you so much for answering. So many of you have answered. Thank you so much. So this block is here, text box 1. And instead of this block, we will use the, instead of enable, we will use the text block. We want the text from the text box. Okay, this is done. Now, what we want next is for the translator to work. So we will go to the translator and take the first block. That is when translator, we got the translation. And now where do we want to display it? We want to display it on label 1. Okay. Again, whatever is shown. Yes. From the label 1. Now we want to set the value. We want to display the value here. So again, teachers, can you tell me light green or dark green? What should it be? I've opened the blocks in front of you. Can you all tell me? What should it be? Light green or dark green? Perfect. Thank you, Geeta ma'am. Fastest finger first, I would say. Okay, set block here, dark green, label 1, text. Correct? And again here, yes ma'am. Yes, Ela ma'am is correct. That's dark green to set. Correct. So here what we want is, we want the value. We want the translation here. Okay. So how do we get it? Again, this is like the get result block only. We will click the translation and click the, one second. Yes. So we'll get the translation here from the translation box. Again, if you don't want it from here, teachers, you will click the variables and here, this block will also work. Get, we'll get the translation option. Okay. I think it's not visible clearly. We can get it from here also. Okay. Get translation. I hope teachers, the code is clear. What we have done here is when we click the button 1, text to speech conversion will happen. The string will be initially blank and then we will also get the text from label 1. Okay. I hope whatever we are doing, whatever code is being done, teachers, that is clear to you. We will then set the text of the code, the label also. Whatever translation is done, that will be taken. Okay, I think translate button is. One second, let me check the code. Speak message, translate, text box to. Okay. Yes. I think it's almost right. Okay. So it's time to test the application, teachers. Let's try it out. Let's click the connect button and open the AI companion. I'm requesting you all again not to scan the code as of now. I'll show it to you again. We'll test the code. Let's click OK. Right, so the application seems to be loading on my phone. I'll show it to you in a while. Yes. So here it is, teachers. Hint for text box 1. You can see, right? Let's type something. Let's say hello. And let's click translate. I'm clicking the translate button. Okay, it says error fetching translation.
Error fetching translation.
Okay, when we again click the button, you can see whatever is written in the text box, that will be
error fetching translation.
Spoken out loud. Once again, let me see the problem.
Error fetching translation.
1 second. There seems to be something wrong with the, oh, let me check what the code is. Button 1, when we are trying to speak, okay, it's left blank, then label 1. Okay, that's done. Then when we get the translation, we are converting English to Spanish. Yes, and then we are taking the text from the text box, which is again correct. And speak. Okay. Yes, label 1 should be getting the text. Okay. Such kind of problem might occur, teachers, but then in that case, I would request you to refresh it and check it. Let's try it once more. We can see the text is getting converted to speech. However, the translator part isn't working well. So let's try it out again. Open the MIT AI Companion, scan the QR code. Yes, let's click OK. Yes, it should load. Okay. I'm typing here. The interface is ready, teachers. You can see once. You can all see that this is ready. The interface is appearing here. Let's try to click and let's try to say hello again. Okay. It says error fetching translation, but I think maybe because of bad internet, this could happen. Error fetching translation is the message I'm getting. Okay. So here we will try to click the translate button once more so that whatever we say, I mean, whatever the text has been displayed, that will be spoken out loud. We are converting text to speech. So that part.
Error fetching translation.
I hope that is all audible to you. Right. And this project specifically is for ICSE teachers. So I hope you all have noted, it's not in the CBSE syllabus, it's in the ICSE curriculum. So you will, I mean, if you might be wondering, CBSE teachers might be wondering, where did this project come from? So this is only for ICSE. Okay. So you can test out this application, teachers, and I would like to take questions if you've got any. Any questions from your side, teachers? We have done 4 projects. One is the magic button. Second one is the text-to-speech conversion. Right? This one, text-to-speech conversion. The third one is the speech recognizer project. And the last one is the translator project. Any questions from your end, teachers? Anything that you would like to ask me regarding the MIT platform or the different applications that we have designed, the applications we have coded, any questions that you would like to ask? Okay, Rajni ma'am says no.
Anshul ma'am, everyone are free to unmute themselves. I have enabled for.
Yes, yes. Teachers, you can unmute yourselves and try to speak, I mean, if you want to, but again, one by one, I would say. Yes, I think Rajni ma'am wants to say something. Yes, Rajni ma'am.
यस मैम क्वेश्चंस तो मैम जब पुट अप होंगे तो हम प्रैक्टिस करेंगे
बिल्कुल मैम, ढेर सारी प्रैक्टिस करिएगा.
यस मैम, तो मैंने वैसे भी स्क्रीन रिकॉर्डिंग कर लिया था क्योंकि बीच बीच में थोड़ा सा मिस हो गया था. तो जब प्रैक्टिस होगा उसके बाद क्वेश्चंस तब क्वेश्चंस पुट अप होंगे तब देखते हैं.
राइट राइट, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल मैम. और आपको अगर आपका रिकॉर्डिंग हुआ भी नहीं है तब भी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. टीम, आई थिंक वी हैव ऑलरेडी ब्रॉडकास्टेड दिस ऑन YouTube टुडे.
Yes, Rajni ma'am, you can watch us in this particular
Okay.
session in YouTube. We are there in the YouTube also. तो आप
Ma'am,
वहाँ पे
Okay.
देख सकते हैं मैम.
ma'am, I want one question.
Yeah.
कि when
Yes,
we are
ma'am.
doing, ma'am, when we are doing a coding on this platform, after for testing, we have to use the mobile connection to AI companion.
AI
First of all,
companion. Yes.
we have
Yes,
to
ma'am.
download
Yes.
in the mobile, and then we
Uh-huh.
scan the code after connecting, and then we do the testing there only.
Yes, ma'am. We can download the emulator. I will just again show you. You can click connect, and here is the emulator. There is a link for MIT emulator also. Once again, I'll share that link so that you can all download. I'll show you. Here is the link. I'm sharing it in the chat. You can install this and you can run the emulator during your classes also, during your lab sessions, and the students will be able to test the application on the system itself, on the computer itself. I've already shared the link, teachers. I'm sharing it multiple times so that you all can save it. Please bookmark this link or save it somewhere so that you can ask the students to download the emulator.
Okay.
If they are not having the mobile applications, mobiles, right? They can always test it on the emulator. Okay, it's
Okay,
available.
ma'am. We can use on the mobile also, and we are using on the laptop also. Okay.
Yes,
Second
yes,
one is
ma'am.
for
This is the link.
laptop.
Yes. Correct. This is the link, and all the steps for installation and how to use the emulator, all of that has been provided. I would request you to please bookmark this link and save it somewhere. Share the link in the school WhatsApp groups. Team, would it be possible?
Ma'am, we will request the SSM to share. You can request it in the school group. So the concerned SSM will get back to us. We'll share it with them, and they will share it with you.
All right.
Or if you can let me know the school name and yourself, ma'am, I will ask the SSM to share it.
Yes, ma'am. You can inform us where if you require it in the WhatsApp group. We'll try to share it with you all. Okay. Right. So I've already shared. Again, I'll share it here in the meeting itself. I'll share it multiple times so that you can all copy it and save it. I really hope, teachers, all the topics that we have discussed so far are clear to you. And if you still got doubts, please raise your concerns. Please raise your concerns in your respective WhatsApp groups, and our team will reach out to you. Any other question, teachers, regarding the installation? I want to join another course. Priyanka ma'am, didn't get your question. Another course, do you mean the one which we have webinars for? That's what you're talking about, Priyanka ma'am. I think you'll be able to unmute yourself, Priyanka ma'am. You can speak and tell me your concern. Thank you so much, Surmi ma'am. Thank you, Minu ma'am. You can all unmute yourself, teachers.
Teachers, we request fill the feedback form we have shared in the chat.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes. Good evening, ma'am.
Ma'am, actually, I want to share your another courses like Canva,
Yes, ma'am.
Paint, जो अभी अभी मैंने सेशंस के अंदर देखे MIT ऐप इन्वेंटर जो आप कोर्सेज ये क्लासेस लगवा रहे हो इसकी जो अलग हमारे एक्स्ट्रा जो कोर्सेज हैं वो मैं ज्वाइन करना चाहती हूँ मैम।
मैम, अलग से कोर्सेज नहीं होते हमारे यहाँ। जो आपके प्लेटफॉर्म पर आपके लॉगिन में आपको अपने ट्रेनिंग टैब के अंदर जो कोर्सेज देखे होंगे वो सारे टेकी करिकुलम पर बेस्ड हैं, और हमने वही उन्हीं के ट्यूटोरियल वीडियोस ऐड करने की कोशिश की है प्लेटफॉर्म पर।
जी मैम, एक्चुअली मैंने मैम यहाँ पर आए थे, उन्होंने मुझे बताया कि मैम इनके सर्टिफिकेट्स प्रोवाइड किए जाएंगे। जी मैम।
जी मैम,
तो
बिल्कुल
मैं वो क्लासेस को ज्वाइन नहीं कर पाई थी। एक्चुअली आई वांट टू जॉइन दिस क्लासेस।
मैम, आप आपके सहूलियत के हिसाब से, आपके टाइमिंग के हिसाब से आप जब चाहे वो कोर्सेज आपके अकाउंट के थ्रू कंप्लीट कर सकती हैं मैम। आपको जब भी अगर समय मिलता है, मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि सारा कोर्स एक दिन में खत्म करना है। आपको 4 वीडियोस आज देखना पॉसिबल हो रहा है, आज देख लीजिए, 2-4 वीडियोस कल देख लीजिए, दैट इज कंप्लीटली अप टू यू। वो आपके लिए आपके अकाउंट में प्रोवाइडेड है मैम, जब चाहे आप उन्हें देख सकते हैं।
और पाइथन की क्लासेस का क्या रहेगा मैम? मैंने
पाइथन का भी मैम, पाइथन का एक वेबिनार हमारे साइड से हो चुका है, एक और हम कंडक्ट करने वाले हैं, जल्दी कंडक्ट करेंगे मैम।
ओके, तो क्या उसका कोई लिंक वगैरह कोई मिल सकता
बिल्कुल
है मैम?
बिल्कुल, आपके सब स्कूल्स के व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप्स में वेबिनार की लिंक्स शेयर होंगी और आपको डेट एंड टाइम भी बता दिया जाएगा। यूजुअली यही टाइम होगा मैम, 5 to 6:30, और आपको डेट भी कन्वे कर दी जाएगी।
ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच मैम।
थैंक यू सो मच प्रियंका मैम, थैंक यू। आई होप टीचर्स ऑल द डाउट्स आर क्लियर। आपका कोई क्वेश्चन होता है, please put it in your respective WhatsApp groups. Our team will be there to answer your questions. I hope teachers, all the topics discussed today are clear to you. I wish you all the very best for your sessions. And again, we will be learning more and more things in the upcoming webinar. Do not miss out these webinars. These are for, especially curated for you all. So you can all join and make the most out of them. Thank you so much, teachers. Team, is there anything else we would like to highlight? I hope all of you have filled up the feedback form, teachers.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
मैम फीडबैक फॉर्म में जब भी आपके
जी।
बारे में कुछ भी मेंशन करना है तो 1 to 5 तक की रैंकिंग है। आई जस्ट वांट टू नो कि 1 बेस्ट है या 5 बेस्ट है।
5 best.
Five best है मैम।
ओके, दैट्स व्हाट आई वांट
जी।
टू नो, अदरवाइज यू आर गोइंग टू किल मी।
राइट राइट, नहीं नहीं मैम, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। आप आपके कमेंट छोड़ दीजिए। वी वुड लव टू नो व्हाट यू फील अबाउट दीज वेबिनार सो दैट वी कैन improve and keep on improving, I would say, every time.
Webinar is really impressive, ma'am. Webinar is really
Thank you.
impressive and helping. And I think
Thank you
other
so much,
teachers
ma'am.
also find it helpful.
Right. Thank you so much, ma'am. That's what I
Thank you,
said.
ma'am.
Keep attending the webinars. You are going to learn so many interesting things.
Thank you, ma'am. Brilliant.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We have shared the feedback form. Do fill them out, and we would love to know your feedback. Hope to meet you again very soon, teachers. All the very best. Have a